Come on, dig into that soul, Chris. Come on. Show the motherfuckers that you want shit. Partner. Show these motherfuckers that you dig.
It's fight week, and Eubank Jr. is turning up the grind in Dubai, pushing harder with every session. Benn too is ready to ignite. Eubank says he's winning this one and plans to make it clear on the night. As the buildup hits its peak, Conor Benn steps in with a raw message that hits home. He isn't selling hype. He's showing what this fight really means to him. He stated, "I chase this as redemption. Of course I do. Do I want revenge? Yes, of course I do." Those words change the mood instantly, turning the rematch into something personal and sharp. The arena buzz now feels heavier, like everyone knows the score has to be settled tonight. Eubank's grind in Dubai meets Benn's fire head on, and there's no room for doubt once the first bell sounds. Every round will carry history and pressure, and neither man will want to give an inch. Power, pride, and pace will decide who walks out with control of this rivalry. When it's over, the talk stops and the truth stays. Benn further continued and leans into growth, saying the first war showed his heart but not his full craft. He hints that Saturday isn't about surviving, it's about leveling up in front of everyone.
He saw the best of me in terms of my spirit and my will to win and my resilience and my strength, but he didn't see the best boxing side to me. Which I plan on putting on a beautiful boxing performance come Saturday. But it takes two to tango, and nobody else could have brought that out of me. It was... we went to hell and back to give the public the fight that they deserve.
The mood tilts from grit to artistry as he promises cleaner work under the lights. He wants control, not chaos, and that confidence hums through every word. Eubank's pressure will try to crack that calm from the first bell. If Benn sets the rhythm early, the exchanges could look sharp and measured. But once the tempo spikes, the night can flip in a heartbeat. Tiny mistakes become huge moments when power is waiting. This rematch feels less like a brawl and more like a test of nerve. On Saturday, we find out whose plan holds when the heat hits its maximum. Benn strips it back. This isn't friendship, it's fighting, yet there's earned respect in the middle of all that heat. He frames the rematch as bigger than feelings, built on what both men gave and took last time.
Listen, I don't like him, and I ain't got to like him. He ain't my cup of tea, but he gave me one hell of a fight, so there's respect there as a fighter. You ain't got to like everybody, and he ain't got to like me. Ain't about whether we like each other, but I think when you're sharing, the same hospital, when you're in hospital beds next to each other, how can there not be mutual respect? For me, I respect Chris. I respect the fight he gave me. Do I like his antics? Do I like who he is as a man? No. Do I like how he is, how he operates? No. But I have to take my hat off to him and the fighter he is.
That honesty doesn't soften the stakes, it sharpens them. Respect turns into focus when the bell rings. Both know exactly how deep the other can dig, and that memory follows every step. It can steady your hands or make them heavy. Expect no free moments, no easy rounds, and no favors. Momentum will swing hard the instant someone blinks. When it's over, the respect will stay, but only one name gets louder. The hospital stories fade. The score on the night is what will live. Benn signals a new aim, not just damage, but a performance that shows range and layers. He wants the crowd to see the switches, the setups, and the polish beneath the fire.
Do you know what? I just want it to be a beautiful performance. Do you know what I mean? That's all. Just demonstrate other tools I've got in my toolbox. That's all. That's it. Everyone knows I can have a fight. Everyone knows I love to entertain. Everybody loves I'm ferocious, spiteful, and always look to take somebody out. But I really want to go in there and show that I'm not just a one-trick pony, and it ain't always going to be a scrap.
If he finds rhythm early, the fight could look clean and calculated. Anger and patience become the weapons that carry him through. But the moment pride drags them inside, Eubank will welcome the chaos. That's where timing vanishes and toughness takes over. Discipline is everything. Stick to the plan or get pulled into a storm. One sharp adjustment could change the whole picture. He's chasing a statement, not just a win on paper. Saturday will tell if the toolbox opens or if it gets smashed shut. Darren Barker leans in on the rematch with a calm, coach-like tone, focusing on what Benn must do differently this time. He points to a smarter, tidier approach, cutting the drama and letting clean work do the talking.
I'll get a little technical then. He needs to keep it straight and simple. I think emotions got the better of him in that first fight. He was desperate to knock out his arch rival. and that played into the hands of Eubank at times. And I think he's got to get behind the jab. He's got to be sharp. He's got to be intelligent. And you need to use the emotion in the correct way. You know, you can't let it get the better of you.
He shifts the spotlight to discipline, the quiet edge that wins close rounds. This is about keeping shape under fire and not chasing moments that aren't there. If Benn steadies his rhythm early, the story of the fight can change fast. But the second he lets emotion drive him, Eubank's momentum grows. The jab becomes a steering wheel, not a flare. Small choices, hold center, reset, pick the right shot, become big outcomes. Barker's message lands like a blueprint, not a slogan. Follow it, and the rematch looks very different. Barker doubles down on the human side of rivalry, intensity that never cools even when respect is real. He frames the first fight as a lesson in control, not courage, and says both men can raise their level.
100%. Yeah, he just wanted to rip his head off. You could see in the build-up, look, they're never going to like each other, these two. They're just not going to get on. And if they were to fight 100 times, there would be respect as you see him, but still, they would want to rip each other apart. And I think that got the better of Conor Benn last time. The fact that he just wanted to get stuck in. And I believe they both can box better. I really do. I think they can do better.
The build-up, the glare, the history, none of it changes the mission once the bell rings. What matters is who keeps their head when the crowd roars. If Benn resists the urge to trade on pride, he can draw out cleaner work. If Eubank drags him into the pocket too long, the tide turns rough. Barker isn't picking chaos, he's warning against it. He believes the skills are there on both sides to tidy the exchanges. The question is, who imposes their version of tidy first? That decision could swing the whole night. Barker brings a different angle, life outside the ropes, and how it fuels a fighter inside them. He suggests that new responsibility can add a quiet steel when the rounds get long and the lungs start to burn.
I think in a positive way, Ali. I remember the birth of my first child, and it was like, well, I can't. This is not just for me anymore. This is for my daughter. This is for the kids. And I think it will give him that extra percentage. You know, when things get hard in these fights, these long marathon fights, if you like, 12-rounders, there's some lonely places. I'm telling you, you get in those 9th, 10th, 11th round, the championship rounds, as we call them, and you're feeling sorry for yourself, and it's getting painful, it's getting hard. You then realise, look, you've got to sort yourself out here because I've got a daughter at home who's relying on me, and it can be that extra percentage you need in those close fights. It's fractions, you know, in top level sport. The difference between winning and losing is millimeters, split seconds, and that could be the difference.
This is where will meets reason when tired minds make sharp choices. Championship rounds don't forgive slow feet or slow thoughts. If that extra spark shows up late, it can flip a round or a fight. Eubank's engine is proven, but a new purpose can lift it another notch. In tight moments, purpose becomes oxygen. One cleaner exchange, one stronger finish at the bell changes cards. Barker's point is simple. The margins at this level are tiny, and sometimes the smallest edge comes from the biggest reason why. Barker warns that this won't feel like a fresh start. It will feel like round 13. He expects the rivalry to ignite straight away, with pride and family legacy pushing the pace from the second one.
No, I don't, funny enough. Look, we call it round 13 when a fight just follows on from the previous fight. And I think it's going to be exactly that. It's going to be a war. That's why this fight is so fantastic. Not only do we have the family feud, the jeopardy, we've got everything, the storylines there, the narratives there. But we know, even if all of that was put to one side, that as soon as this bell rings, it's going to be fireworks. Because of the hatred that they have for one another, the family name that they're fighting for, the pride that is on the line. It's just going to be fireworks. Again, I think the atmosphere will just follow on from the Tottenham Stadium as it did last time out.
The narrative is heavy, but the action will be heavier. Once the first hard shot lands, the night will move fast. If composure cracks, the crowd will sense it and the pressure doubles. Eubank thrives and surges. Benn fires back on instinct. The atmosphere won't let either man coast for a moment. This is the kind of fight where momentum arrives in waves. Survive one wave and the next comes harder. Barker's forecast is simple. Brace for fireworks, then more of them. Barker levels with the audience about size and strength and how they shape the first meeting. He respects Benn's ambition, but underlines why the step-up adds real weight to every exchange.
I think Conor Benn's got it all to do. I do, because there's weight categories for a reason. You know, and he is stepping up 2 weights.
Yeah.
And we did see at times the physical advantages that Eubank had did take a real big part in the contest. But I just don't know. It's a tremendous fight. It really is. It's really getting the juices flowing.
Physical edges don't just show in knockdowns, they show in clinches, pacing, and how shots move a man. If Benn keeps the fight neat, he can soften those edges with clean entries and exits. If it becomes a strength test, Eubank's frame starts to matter more. Still, belief and sharp execution can blur the gap in bursts. Barker leaves room for drama because the matchup delivers it. That's why the buzz keeps rising as fight week peaks. The ingredients are all here, and the pot is already boiling. Fight week hits, and Eubank Jr. keeps it cool, speaking like a man who's already done the grind. The tone is steady, now it's about staying sharp, breathing right, and arriving fresh on Saturday.
Fight week is easy. The hard work's done. The training, the sacrifice, it's all over. Now it's just about maintaining. Now it's just about kind of resting and getting yourself ready physically and mentally for Saturday.
You can feel the switch from hard push to calm control, the kind that wins close nights. He sounds settled, like the plan is set and the body's where it needs to be. No panic, no rush, just clean days and quiet focus. That calm can be a weapon when the lights go bright. If he carries that stillness into the ring, the early rounds could look measured, and measured work can drain the fight out of chaos. By the time the crowd roars, he'll want his heartbeat already slow. That's how you make smart choices when fists start flying. He wants the noise outside the ring, not inside his head. Saturday will show if that quiet turns into control. He further continued about setting traps. He gives nothing away. Tight lips, tighter game plan. It's a cool answer that keeps Benn guessing and keeps the spotlight on execution, not talk. He stated, "If I am, I'm not telling anybody about it." Silence can be a strategy, and this feels like exactly that. If Benn expects patterns, he may walk into the wrong read. The best traps are the ones you never announce. A small step here, a short feint there. That's how mistakes are forced. Eubank looks ready to make the ring feel smaller with each round, and when the pace jumps, one hidden setup can flip momentum fast. The less he tells now, the more he can show on the night. That mystery adds a charge to every early exchange. Keep them guessing outside, surprise them inside. That's how you turn a moment into a swing round. He turns the spotlight back on Benn's persona, calling out the act and the heat underneath it. The message is simple. The public sees it, and he's not buying the cool exterior.
He's playing himself. People know who he is and what he's about. People see through the act. He's not a nice guy. He's not a calm guy. He doesn't like me. It's all a facade. It's all a defense mechanism. And it's not working for him.
That kind of talk isn't noise, it's pressure. If Benn bites, the fight can fall into Eubank's rhythm. Keep making him react, keep making him show his real tempo. When emotions rise, defense drops half a beat. Eubank wants that half beat to land first and land clean. If the mask slips mid-round, the crowd will feel the shift. And once control changes hands, it's hard to take back. This is mind and muscle, not just muscle. The fighter who stays himself the longest usually wins. That's the difference between a flurry and a finish. Eubank stands calm and points the pressure somewhere else, saying the weight sits heavier on Benn. It's a confident posture, no panic in his voice, just a steady look at the task.
I'm calm. I'm at peace with whatever happens. I don't have anything to prove. The pressure's on him, not me. I mean, there's pressure on me, but nothing like what he's experiencing right now. He has to avenge his loss. I took his oath. He wants to take it back.
Shifting the pressure can change how a rival breathes. If Benn feels the need to force moments, the fight opens for counters. Eubank's best nights come when he doesn't chase, he collects. Let the rounds stack. Let the mistakes come to you. The first clean shot can make the ring feel colder for the other man. And when the clock moves into deep waters, calm hearts swim better. He talks like a fighter who's already walked this path. That kind of peace can be loud when the bell rings. If he keeps that pace, judges start to nod your way. And when the last 3 rounds come, calm often beats chaos. He addresses the weight talk head on, cuts, clauses, and the business of making big fights. There's no complaint in his tone, just the lesson learned and a promise to handle it cleaner.
You know, it's not about people's concerns. It's about what I have to do to get into that ring. And part of making this fight is adhering to certain weight cuts and rehydration clauses. Boxing is a business. You know, I understand that. I accept that. And yeah, I've experienced what it is now to go through this rehydration course, to go through the weight cut at my age. So I think we'll do it better this time round.
Preparation isn't only pads and sparring, it's numbers on a scale and hours without comfort. If he manages the cut smarter, the engine should hold stronger late. Rehydration done right can mean a steadier chin and steadier legs. That's where tiny gains turn into big swings in round 10. Benn will try to test that base early to see what's left. Eubank's plan sounds like stay patient, then push when the body feels warm. If he times it well, the second half becomes his. And that's where rematches are often won. Better fuel means better choices under fire. Better choices win tight cards. He's also training hard. First full camp in Dubai, and it shows in the way he talks about routine and focus. The message flows naturally from earlier calm. Right place, right habits, right mindset.
This is my first full camp in Dubai. I've actually, I've wanted to train out here more consistently for a long time. It's the perfect environment. The gyms are amazing. The nutrition, the food, the sun, as long as you don't get distracted with all the distractions of Dubai, I think it's an amazing place to kind of focus and hone your skills.
Dubai becomes more than a location. It's a system. Good gyms, clean food, sun for recovery. All the small edges add up. He credits the environment but warns against the noise around it. Stay locked in. Avoid the pull of the city. Keep the days simple. Fighters chase the feeling of perfect weeks, and he sounds close to it. If that balance holds, he'll bring a steady pace from the start. Steady pace breaks hot starts and burns slower, and slow burn wins long fights. The right camp makes the ring feel familiar, not foreign. Familiar feels like control when the first big shot lands. He keeps it honest about knockouts. You aim for them, but you can't force them. The plan is built for 12, with the door always open for an early finish.
I've always trained for the knockout. It doesn't always come. The funny thing is, if you actually thinking about knocking a guy out, usually it doesn't come. You always got to prepare for those 12 rounds, but the goal is to go out there and make sure he doesn't see the 12.
That mindset stops a fighter from chasing shadows. Work behind the structure, and the opening arrives on its own time. If the shot is there, he'll sit down on it. If not, he keeps banking rounds. Pressure without panic can feel suffocating to the other corner. Benn will try to spike the pace. Eubank will try to smooth it. Smooth wins turn into sharp moments when fatigue bites. One clean counter can end the argument, but if it doesn't, the clock might on his terms. That's how you take a good night and make it a wide card, and sometimes the last clean punch is the only story that matters. The tone shifts to the corner now, and you can feel real confidence coming from the team. Bomac talks about progress you can see and energy you can feel, a camp that's clicking at the right time.
Camp is going pretty good. I'm excited about his progress, what he's doing in camp, how good he's listening to the coaches. The different thing about this camp is that he trusts the coaches more than he did the first time we worked. You can see it. You can see how he's listening. You can see the way he's working. So that's always gratifying to the coach. He said he's the best at 160, and he's going to show it. Then we're coming after those champions. So y'all better hide y'all belt. Because just not only Chris coming to get it, I'm coming to get it too.
He highlights trust first. When a fighter fully buys in, the work lands deeper and the plan sticks under pressure. The message is that Eubank isn't just training hard, he's listening, refining, and locking into a clear route to win. That kind of buy-in turns good days into great nights. Bomac frames this week as a springboard, not a finish line, with bigger targets already in sight. It adds edge to Saturday. They're not aiming small, they're aiming loud. If that belief shows up under the lights, momentum can snowball fast. One strong round becomes two, and suddenly the whole arena feels it. The corner sounds ready to keep the pace steady, and the moment's big, and when a calm corner meets a fired up fighter, the night can flip in an instant. This rematch comes down to control, discipline, and who solves the other man first. One clean shift, an early jab battle won, a sharp counter at mid-range, a stronger finish in the championship rounds could decide everything. The fighter who stays calm under fire and sticks to his plan will walk out with the rivalry in his hand. What do you think? Who holds their shape when the pressure spikes? Do size and strength matter again, or does cleaner boxing take over? Whose plan survives the first big momentum swing? Is this round 13 of the first fight, or a new script? Drop your prediction in the comments. Who wins and how? And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and tune in for more videos like this.